While everyone's obsessing over the latest sport bikes and adventure monsters, there's a secret society of riders out there. They're cruising around on bikes that cost less than most people's monthly car payments, grinning like they just got away with something. These riders? They're seniors. And the motorcycles they're riding? Well, let's just say the motorcycle industry doesn't want you to know about them. Because once you discover these hidden gems, you might never buy another overpriced bike again. Number 12. Yamaha TW200 1987 Present. Here's a bike that'll make you smile every time you ride it. The TW200 has been around since 1987, and Yamaha barely changed it because, honestly, why fix what isn't broken? This little machine runs on a 196cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine. It makes about 16 horsepower, which sounds tiny until you realize that's exactly what you want for relaxed riding. The engine is bulletproof. I'm talking about bikes with 50,000 miles that still purr like kittens. What makes seniors fall in love with this bike? Those fat tires. Seriously, they're huge. 130mm front and 180mm rear. You can ride over gravel, sand, even small logs without breaking a sweat. The seat height is only 31 inches, and the bike weighs just 278 pounds. Getting on and off is like stepping onto a chair. The TW200 uses a 5-speed transmission with a manual clutch, but the gearing is so friendly that you can practically start in second gear. First gear is for climbing walls, which you probably won't do, but it's nice to know you could. Yamaha prices these around $4,700 new. Used ones from the 2010s go for about $3,000 to $3,500. Here's the crazy part. A 1990 TW200 and a 2023 TW200 are basically the same bike. Parts are everywhere. Any mechanic can work on it, and it'll run forever on basic maintenance. Seniors love this bike because it's impossible to feel intimidated by it. You sit upright, the bars are wide and comfortable, and the whole experience is just pleasant. No drama, no fuss, just pure riding enjoyment. Number 11. Honda CT 110 Trail 1980-2012. This is the bike that Australia used for mail delivery for decades. If it's good enough to carry mail across the outback, it's probably good enough for your weekend rides. The CT110 runs a 105cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine making about 8 horsepower. Before you laugh, consider this. It gets 100+ miles per gallon, starts every single time, and you can literally ride it anywhere. The engine has a semi-automatic transmission, no clutch lever to worry about. Just shift with your foot and go. Honda built these from 1980 to 2012, with the best years being 2008-2012 for the electric start models. Earlier bikes had kickstart only, which isn't ideal for everyone. The seat height is a tiny 30.5 inches, and the bike weighs just 230 pounds. It's like riding a motorized bicycle that actually works. The real magic is in the details. Chain guard keeps your pants clean. Leg guards protect you from mud and rocks. The rack can carry groceries, camping gear, or whatever you need. Ground clearance is excellent for a small bike, and those knobby tires handle everything from pavement to dirt roads. Finding a good used CT110 might cost you $2,000 to $4,000 depending on condition and year. They're getting harder to find because people who own them never sell them. Maintenance is simple: oil changes, air filter cleaning, and occasional valve adjustments. That's it. Seniors discover this bike and wonder why nobody told them about it sooner. It's reliable transportation that happens to be incredibly fun. You can't go fast enough to get in trouble, but you can go anywhere you want. Number 10. Suzuki Van 200 2003-2003 6-tune. Suzuki's answer to the TW200, but with its own personality. The Van 200 was built from 2003 to 2016, and it's one of those bikes that makes you wonder why Suzuki stopped making it. The engine is a 199cc single-cylinder, air-cooled unit making about 19 horsepower. It's got more punch than the TW200, but still incredibly manageable. The 5-speed transmission is smooth, and the clutch is light enough that your hand won't get tired in traffic. What sets the Van apart are those balloon tires. They're even fatter than the TW200's tires, and they make the bike incredibly stable and comfortable. You can hit potholes that would rattle your teeth on other bikes, and the van just floats over them. The seat height is 31.5 inches, and the bike weighs 293 pounds. The styling is retro cool without being trying too hard. It looks like what motorcycles should look like: simple, honest, and functional. Suzuki included some nice touches. Electric start was standard. The instruments are clear and simple. The headlight is actually pretty good for a small bike. The fuel tank holds 3.2 gallons, giving you serious range with the excellent fuel economy. Used Van 200s sell for $3,000 to $4,500, depending on year and condition. The 2013-2016 models had fuel injection, which is worth seeking out. Earlier carbureted models are fine too, just slightly less convenient. Maintenance is straightforward. The engine is practically identical to other Suzuki singles, so parts and service are easy to find. These bikes will easily go 40,000 plus miles with basic care. Seniors who find Van 200s tend to keep them forever. They're perfect for errands around town, weekend exploring, or just riding for the joy of it. Number 9. Kawasaki Eliminator 125, 1987-2007. Here's a bike that Kawasaki made for 20 years, yet somehow it's completely forgotten today. The Eliminator 125 was their entry-level cruiser, and it's perfect for seniors who want that low-slung cruiser look without the weight and complexity. The heart is a 124cc single-cylinder, air-cooled engine making about 12 horsepower. It's not going to win races, but it'll cruise at 55 miles per hour all day long. The engine is based on Kawasaki's proven KLX design, so reliability is excellent. What makes this bike special for seniors is the seating position. It's got forward controls, pulled-back handlebars, and a low 27-inch seat height. You sit in the bike rather than on it, just like the big cruisers. But at only 253 pounds, it's manageable for anyone. The 5-speed transmission has a nice light clutch. The bike starts easily, runs smoothly, and gets about 70 miles per gallon. The 2.6-gallon tank gives you nearly 200 miles of range, perfect for day trips. Kawasaki built these from 1987 to 2007 with minor updates along the way. The later models 2000 plus had better electrics and slightly more refined engines. All years are good though, there weren't really any problem years. You can find clean Eliminator 125s $1,500 to $2,500. They're not collector bikes, so prices stay reasonable. Parts are still available through Kawasaki, and any shop can work on them. The Eliminator flies under the radar because everyone thinks 125cc is too small. But for seniors who want to cruise around town, run errands, or just enjoy the feeling of riding a motorcycle, it's perfect. You get the cruiser experience without the cruiser weight or cost. Number 8. Honda Nighthawk 250, 1991-2008. Honda's little standard bike that could. The Nighthawk 250 was in Honda's lineup for 17 years, and there's a good reason for that longevity. The engine is a 234cc twin-cylinder, air-cooled unit making about 20 horsepower. It's smooth, reliable, and surprisingly peppy for its size. The parallel twin design gives it a nice sound and good vibration characteristics. The 6-speed transmission is a joy to use, precise shifts and well-spaced gears. Honda designed this as a beginner bike, but that makes it perfect for seniors too. The seat height is 30.5 inches, and the bike weighs 330 pounds. It's got an upright riding position that's comfortable for hours. The bars are at the right height, the foot pegs are positioned naturally, and everything just feels right. The Nighthawk will cruise at highway speeds without drama. It's not fast, but it's fast enough. In town, it's nimble and easy to park. The fuel economy is around 65 miles per gallon, and the 4-gallon tank gives you serious range. Honda built these from 1991 to 2008 with minimal changes. All years are good, but the 2000 plus models had slightly better electrics. The engines are known to go 60,000 plus miles with just basic maintenance. Used Nighthawk 250s sell for $2,000 to $3,500 depending on condition and mileage. They're getting harder to find in good condition because people tend to keep them. When you find one, grab it. What seniors love about the Nighthawk is its honesty. It doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It's just a good, solid motorcycle that starts every time, runs smoothly, and gets you where you're going without any drama. Number 7. Yamaha XT225 1992-2007. Yamaha's quiet dual sport that nobody talks about, but everyone who rides one loves. The XT225 was built for 15 years, and it's one of the most underrated motorcycles ever made. The engine is a 223cc single-cylinder, air-cooled unit making about 18 horsepower. It's got a counterbalancer, so it's remarkably smooth for a big single. The 5-speed transmission is geared perfectly for both street and light trail riding. What makes the XT225 special is its versatility. It looks like a dirt bike, but it's perfectly happy on pavement. The seat height is 32 inches, but the bike only weighs 256 pounds, so it doesn't feel tall. The upright riding position is comfortable, and the wide bars give you great control. Yamaha designed this bike to be user-friendly. Electric start was standard in later years. The suspension is plush enough for comfort, but capable enough for light off-road work. The ground clearance lets you tackle rough roads without worry. The best years are 2001-2007, when Yamaha added electric start and refined the engine. Earlier kickstart-only models are fine if you don't mind kicking, but the electric start is worth seeking out. You can find good XT225s for $2,500 to $4,000 depending on year and condition. They hold their value well because they're genuinely useful bikes. Maintenance is simple. Air-cooled singles are about as basic as motorcycles get. Seniors who discover the XT225 often wish they'd found it sooner. It's the perfect bike for someone who wants to explore back roads, Forest Service roads, or just cruise around town. You can go anywhere and do anything on an XT225. Number 6. Honda Rebel 250 1985-2014. The original Rebel, not the current 500. Honda built the Rebel 250 for nearly 30 years, making it one of the longest-running motorcycles in history. There's a reason it stayed in production that long. The engine is a 234cc parallel twin, the same basic unit used in the Nighthawk 250. It makes about 17 horsepower, which is perfect for the Rebel's intended use. The engine is smooth, reliable, and economical. The 5-speed transmission has well-chosen gear ratios. What made the Rebel special was its low seat height, just 26.6 inches. That's lower than most bicycles. Combined with a weight of only 331 pounds, it's accessible to almost anyone. The cruiser, styling with forward controls and a laid-back riding position, appeals to riders who want that Harley look without the Harley complexity. Honda updated the Rebel throughout its run. Early models 1985-1986 had different styling. The 1987-1999 models had the classic look everyone remembers. The 2000-2014 bikes had minor refinements, but were essentially the same. The Rebel will cruise at 65 miles per hour, though it's happier at 55. In town, it's perfect, easy to ride, easy to park, and economical. Fuel economy is around 70 miles per gallon, and the small tank still gives decent range. Used Rebel 250s are everywhere, priced from $1,500 to $3,000 depending on year and condition. Parts are cheap and available everywhere. Any shop can work on them, and maintenance is minimal. Seniors love the Rebel because it's non-intimidating but still feels like a real motorcycle. You get the cruiser experience without the weight, cost, or complexity of bigger bikes. Number 5. Suzuki GN250 1982-2001. Suzuki's basic single-cylinder motorcycle that just worked. The GN250 was in production for nearly 20 years, mostly unchanged, because it did everything it needed to do perfectly. The engine is a 249cc single-cylinder, air-cooled unit making about 17 horsepower. It's got a counterbalancer to reduce vibration, and it's surprisingly smooth for a big single. The 5-speed transmission is reliable and well-geared for both city and highway use. The GN250 is a standard motorcycle in the truest sense. Upright riding position, mid-mounted foot pegs, and a comfortable seat. The seat height is 31 inches and the bike weighs 304 pounds. It's approachable and manageable for any rider. Suzuki built these bikes to be reliable and economical. The engine will easily go 50,000 plus miles with basic maintenance. Parts are inexpensive and still available. The fuel economy is around 65 miles per gallon, and the 3.4-gallon tank gives good range. The best years are the later ones, 1995-2001, when Suzuki had refined all the details. Earlier bikes are fine too, but the later models had better electrics and slightly more power. You can find GN250s for $1,500 to $2,500, making them one of the best motorcycle bargains available. They're not flashy or exciting, but they're honest motorcycles that get the job done. What seniors appreciate about the GN250 is its simplicity. There's nothing complicated or intimidating about it. It starts, runs, and gets you where you're going. Sometimes that's exactly what you want in a motorcycle. Number 4. Kawasaki KLX 250S 2006 to 2006. Kawasaki's street-legal dual sport that's perfect for seniors who want to explore. The KLX 250S was built for 10 years, and it's one of the most capable small dual sports ever made. The engine is a 249cc single-cylinder, liquid-cooled unit making about 22 horsepower. It's got fuel injection after 2009, electric start, and excellent reliability. The 6-speed transmission is smooth and well-geared for both street and dirt use. The KLX 250S has a 35-inch seat height, which sounds tall, but the bike only weighs 291 pounds. The seat is narrow, so you can get your feet down easier than the numbers suggest. The upright riding position and wide bars give excellent control and comfort. What makes this bike special is its capability. It's equally happy on pavement or dirt roads. The suspension is excellent, the ground clearance is generous, and the knobby tires handle everything well. You can commute to work, then take Forest Service roads home. The 2009 plus fuel-injected models are the ones to get. Earlier carbureted bikes are fine, but fuel injection makes everything easier. All years are reliable though. Kawasaki built these to last. Used KLX 250S bikes sell for $3,000 to $4,500 depending on year and condition. They hold their value well because they're genuinely useful motorcycles. Maintenance is straightforward and parts are readily available. Seniors who get into dual sport riding often start with bikes like this. It's not intimidating, but it's capable enough to handle anything you're likely to encounter. Perfect for exploring back roads and forgotten places. Number 3. Honda XR 250L 1991 to 1991. Honda's street-legal version of their legendary XR 250R dirt bike. The XR 250L was only made for 6 years, but it's become a cult favorite among riders who value simplicity and reliability. The engine is a 249cc single-cylinder, air-cooled unit making about 18 horsepower. It's based on Honda's XR racing engine, so reliability is legendary. The 5-speed transmission is robust and well-geared. This engine will run forever with basic maintenance. The XR 250L has a 35.8-inch seat height and weighs 260 pounds. It's tall but light, and the narrow seat makes it easier to reach the ground than you'd expect. The riding position is comfortable for long rides, and the bike handles beautifully both on and off-road. Honda only made these from 1991 to 1996, with 1996 being the last year. All years are good, but later models had slightly better electrics and refinements. These bikes are getting rare because people who own them don't sell them. What makes the XR 250L special is its go-anywhere capability. It's street legal with lights and signals, but it's essentially a dirt bike. You can ride forest trails, fire roads, and anywhere else you want to explore. Finding a good XR 250L will cost $3,000 to $5,000. They're not cheap because they're getting scarce, but they're worth it. Maintenance is simple, and the bikes will run for decades with care. Seniors who want to explore the backcountry love these bikes. They're light enough to handle when things get tricky, reliable enough to get you home, and capable enough to go anywhere you have the nerve to point them. Number 2. Yamaha SR250 1980 to 1985. Yamaha's classic single-cylinder standard that's become a favorite among riders who appreciate simple, honest motorcycles. The SR250 was only made for 6 years, but it left a lasting impression. The engine is a 249cc single-cylinder, air-cooled unit making about 21 horsepower. It's got a distinctive sound and character that modern bikes can't match. The 5-speed transmission is smooth and precise. The engine is known for reliability and longevity. The SR250 has classic proportions, a 31-inch seat height, 312-pound weight, and upright riding position. The styling is timeless, with clean lines and no unnecessary clutter. It looks like what a motorcycle should look like. Yamaha built these from 1980 to 1985, with the later models being slightly refined. All years are good, though finding clean examples is getting difficult. These bikes have developed a following among riders who appreciate their simplicity. What makes the SR250 special is its character. It's not fast or high-tech, but it has personality. The engine has a distinctive thump, the handling is precise, and everything about the bike feels purposeful and honest. Clean SR250s sell for $2,500 to $4,000, depending on condition and originality. They're not cheap for a 40-year-old small bike, but they're becoming collectible. Parts can be challenging to find, but the bikes are simple enough that most issues are fixable. Seniors who ride SR250s often say it reminds them why they fell in love with motorcycles in the first place. It's pure, simple, and honest, everything modern bikes often aren't. Number 1. Honda CM250C, 1982-1985. Honda's custom cruiser that nobody remembers, but everyone who rides one loves. The CM250C was Honda's answer to the cruiser craze of the early 1980s, and it's still one of the best small cruisers ever made. The engine is Honda's proven 234cc parallel twin, making about 17 horsepower. It's the same basic engine used in the Rebel and Nighthawk, so reliability is excellent. The 5-speed transmission is smooth and well geared for cruiser use. What made the CM250C special was its styling and ergonomics. It had a low 27.5-inch seat height, forward controls, pullback bars, and classic cruiser proportions. At 342 pounds, it was manageable but substantial enough to feel like a real motorcycle. Honda only made the CM250C from 1982 to 1985, making it relatively rare today. All years are good, with minor styling differences between years. The 1985 model had slightly different graphics and colors. The CM250C will cruise at highway speeds, though it's happier at 55 miles per hour. In town, it's perfect, easy to ride, comfortable, and economical. The fuel economy is around 65 miles per gallon. Finding a good CM250C is challenging because they're rare and people tend to keep them. When you find one, expect to pay $2,000 to $3,500 depending on condition. Parts can be tricky, but the engine shares components with other Honda twins. Seniors who find CM250Cs often say it's the perfect motorcycle, small enough to be manageable, big enough to be satisfying, and stylish enough to be proud of. It's everything a motorcycle needs to be and nothing it doesn't. These 12 motorcycles prove that you don't need to spend big money or buy the latest model to enjoy motorcycling. Sometimes the best bikes are the ones everyone forgot about. Now, here's what's really interesting. These 12 bikes are just scratching the surface. There's a whole underground network of senior riders who've discovered even more hidden gems that nobody talks about. Bikes that cost almost nothing but deliver everything you need. It's a whole nother world out there.